Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all okay and welcome to our project Power Together. Here we share our experiences, thoughts and feelings about sexual abuse, child abuse, women abuse and all sorts. We share our thoughts and how we feel about it and how we have overcome this and how we have changed our future in order to live a positive lifestyle. We also share how we battled through it to gain our success and to live a positive life, what our ambitions and what our goals are for our future lifestyle. Myself and a few other strong women will be sharing our thoughts to you, and we have been working on this project. Feel so grateful for this because we really want to share and show you guys how there is light at the end of every single tunnel. Whether you've been through an experience, whether you've been through something that's totally crushed you down, you yourself are your strongest strength. How there are different ways you can do in order to change everything.
Hi guys, my name is Vithiya and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about child sexual abuse. I am first of all so honoured and so proud to be part of this project where we're working with some incredible ladies to be able to share some opinions, values and thoughts regarding this very important topic. And I'm here to share some words of encouragement and maybe give a little sparkle of hope for all the incredible ladies, all the incredible women out there who have sadly had to experience something like this and who are now determined and who want to live their best possible lives and to become the best version of themselves. I am an optometrist by profession. I'm also a travel business owner and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and views with you guys today. With regards to child sexual abuse, it is a subject that is very close to my heart. It is a subject that I feel very strongly about, and I know how much it can change a person in more ways that can be imagined. I know how much it can change them, the way they view themselves, the way they view their bodies, how much they can view other people, how much of a trust issues that you can sometimes have because of what happens to you, and how much it can affect someone in more ways that you can imagine. It can affect their emotional well-being, it can affect their mental health, it can affect their physical appearance, of the way they view things and the way they carry themselves, of something that has happened to them in the past. When a child is sexually abused, it happens to them at very tender ages, and it sadly seems to get younger and younger these days. And when they are going through something like that, at the time they don't even know what's happening to them. They don't even know what they are being asked to do. They don't even know what's actually being done to them. And it is a subject that it is sadly brushed under the carpet. It is sadly that something that we just kind of ignore. We are told to keep it a secret, to kind of hold it just within ourselves. As a result, so many people suffer silently with it, but it isn't something that you need to be ashamed of. It isn't something that you shouldn't be able to speak about, because when it happens at that age, when it happens at those tender ages of 6, 7 or 8, you don't even know what's happening to you, and it isn't your fault. It happens with people who we trust, who our parents trust, who are within our circle. It's quite unusual for it to happen from a complete stranger. It is usually someone that we are quite familiar with, and we are quite acquainted with. It is something that happens from that sort of direct circle, maybe a little bit of a broader circle. So it can really affect a person. It can really affect a girl when something like this happens. You can get over it. When something happens at age, you didn't have any control over it. There was nothing that you could have done at that time. But now, don't let something that has happened in your past determine who you are today, and definitely don't let it determine who you want to be in the future. You know who you are. Believe in yourself. I know how much it can affect someone's self-confidence and how much it can affect someone's self-esteem, but you know who you are. You know who you truly are. Just because of some beast has done something to you, in that past that you had no control over, do not let it determine who you are today. Do not let it determine who you want to become in the future. Lots and lots of love, with lots and lots of gratitude and happiness. Your Vithiya.
Hey everyone, my name is Sajal and I am a wife, a mother and an SEN inclusion manager for a project that deals with young people that don't have qualifications. It's a really weird topic, I think, for me to be talking about, because I think people kind of see me as someone quite strong, quite headstrong. People don't think that I would take anything from anyone, really. But I think marrying my husband was my saviour, and obviously then having 2 sons also kind of made me realise that actually what I'd kind of been taught growing up was not the way it needed to be. My dad used to tell me to walk with my head down because I was a woman, because I was a girl, and people didn't want to see someone, or they would, men didn't want to see a woman with their head raised high. I think, to be fair, for a long time I kind of battled with that because, well, my answer was, if you walk with your head down, you're going to walk into a lamppost. But also I didn't see why I had to do that. I felt like I did everything that my parents wanted me to do, or what society was expecting me to do. You look back at it, if I look back at my life, I mean, like, I'm 37 now, so if I look back at my life, people have looked at me and or made comments about the type of person that I was, or the type of, I don't know, the young girl that I was, really. Basically, you just get targeted for being a girl. People have made comments about me. I know people have done things to me that that they shouldn't have done. And I think at the time, your family spend so much time telling you what not to be, and so much time telling you that as a girl it's your fault. That's why I wasn't allowed to raise my head and have my head held high. It's because I did that people then assume that they can say things to you and do things to you that they shouldn't, or you should, but it's not my fault. It's really, really not my fault. It is the fault of society. It is the fault of our community turning around and saying it is a girl's fault for being a girl. That's what I want to see, the change. I want to see that change in our world, in our community. My children are my precious angels. However, you touch a girl, you hurt a girl, either physically, emotionally, or anything, then that's it, you're out. Raise them with that which I think is ingrained in them. For them, they know that it is not just the women's fault. It is not the women's fault at all, for things that, the things that happen. We all have to take responsibility. Is also, it's that saying, isn't it? Don't tell your daughter off wearing a short skirt. Tell off the boys that sit there and kind of assume something about her because she is wearing a short skirt.
Hi everyone, my name's Amirna. I am 26 years old. So what are my thoughts about child sexual abuse? Being through this myself, it is something that definitely haunts you. It's not easy, and it's not something you can completely forget. It will linger around linger around, and it's really up to you how to change your life and look towards a positive life. As you know, I have wrote a book called Hope, where I talk about my sexual harassments and experiences I've had and I've went through since childhood. It really was not easy, but I had a turnover and I chose to live a better life. Child sexual abuse, it's one of those things because you can really blame yourself for it without even you realizing. You can blame yourself, you can put yourself into such a dark space, and you feel like no one's there. Your negative persona takes over. It's such a horrible feeling. As I've mentioned, I have been through it for a very, very long time. It took me 15 years to realize the importance of life and what there is and how my happiness is so important. It took me so long. The one thing that I really, really want to show you and share you guys is that children tend to blame themselves for the mistakes that other people do and for their horrible mind. But believe me, it's not your fault. It is not your fault. Your family, your parents, your sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, anyone can come to you and they can say it's your fault. Maybe the way you've dressed, maybe you've given the wrong intention to other people, but believe me, it's not your fault. And believe that you haven't done anything wrong. That's all that matters, okay? You cannot help or do something or even harm yourself for someone else's horrible mind. How have I battled through it? Like I've said, battling through it was probably the most difficult part of my life. Again, it did take me a very, very long time. I decided to care about myself, about my joy, about my happiness, and I went towards that path. I did everything I loved, and now I can honestly say that I'm so happy. And you know what? These things are there, these things are always going to be there, but it's your choice. It's your choice to choose the right path, to choose your happiness over all the negativity. What are my ambitions and future goals? I love this because honestly, this just makes me so happy. I'm working my way through my ambitions and goals. Of course, getting myself a house and a family for myself. Those are my next two goals, and I'm looking forward for everything because, do you know what? Everything that I've been through, I am so much more secure about my thoughts, kind of, and I can't wait to educate my children on it and to show them the good and bad in this world. And yeah, it's exciting. You know, it's really, really up to you as a parent to guide and support your children and to show them everything and to bring them up in such a good way that this shouldn't even be affecting them. What are my final words for the younger generation? Oh my goodness. Honestly, guys, follow your dreams and do not let anything get to you. Follow your dreams, follow your happiness. That is so important. And that will take you millions and millions of miles away because we tend to always care about what others say and about basically what others think. But honestly, I've grown into that thoughts and I'm just like, do you know what? These people are not living for me. It's all about myself. I'm living for myself. So I'm going to do what makes me happy and that's working. So guys, follow your dream. So guys, I just wanted to also share one of my favorite quotes, and it is in my book, so you know. So it is: a drop of hope can change your life. Follow your heart and see the magic. um it's definitely a quote that's close to my heart because that's the truth. Believe in yourself and follow your heart and you will see the magic, you will see the change, the wonders, and I'm telling you that's when your life will change into the most beautiful positive life ever. So believe in yourself.
Hi, my name is Sanju, and today I'm going to be talking about child sex abuse and how it can have such a huge impact all the way up until adulthood. People recognize it and they understand it, but they're just not prepared in confronting it. And it can be down to the fear of tarnishing one's name or even the household reputation. But it comes at such a huge expense, and that's one thing that families and people who are there to protect the child should really take into consideration. These children may struggle with managing their feelings of trusting other people and holding on to that feeling of shame and inadequacy, which will hold them back for the rest of their lives. It is so important for children and adults to know that there is hope and that they do not have to be broken beyond repair, and it is not beyond society's means to help you. And whether it be addiction or mental health issues or a detachment from reality and time, or being in unhealthy relationships or avoidance of personal relationships as well, you know, even the loss of childhood memories. All of these things can be caused by that kind of abuse, but there is definitely help there. You know, childhood abuse is such a taboo topic, and young people aren't being given enough support to adjust from childhood, from a traumatic childhood to adulthood, and through the healing process. Children just don't grow out of abuse, they don't. They need help in understanding and the support, especially when transitioning into that adulthood. Otherwise, those vicious cycles can repeat. And there is that quote that they always say is, hurt people hurt people. And that is the way that some of this abuse works. And unless it has been taken into consideration where they've been able to work with it, it can transcend later on life. Help definitely needs to be a lot more prominent and a lot more accessible to children and to the youth and to adults, you know, and if that be in schools or youth centres, wherever it is, the teachers, the facilitators really need to have more training given, and it needs to be funded by the government, because these are things that can really help and support a person from childhood into adulthood. No abused child should ever have to do it by themselves, ever, or youth, or even going into adulthood. You just never need to have to go through that kind of trauma by yourselves. And knowing the signs of this is so, so important for the rest of us to know. Those brave souls who are holding on to such a painful secret, I believe you, I stand by you, and I support you. And to those who have broken the silence and set the path for the rest of us to speak up, thank you so much. Thank you, Ami, for creating this beautiful platform and for sharing your truth, your book. If you haven't read it, please do. It's inspiring, and it has definitely brought out a lot of strength in so many of us. And again, Ami, thank you so much for this opportunity.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was definitely something short and snappy, but we wanted to share our thoughts, experiences, and how we feel about this topic. Thank you so much to everyone who took part in this project. Honestly, it means a lot to me, because these women are amazing, incredible, insane. They are smashing it out there, and are true role models for many of you guys. So a great huge thank you. If you guys do have any questions, any thoughts, please do feel free to DM me and I will get back to you guys. And what are your thoughts about sexual abuse and women abuse, child abuse? What are your thoughts overall on about sexual abuse for children? Like, I would love to hear your thoughts, and maybe what are your tips if you have experienced something similar. It would be so nice if you guys could share your thoughts and feelings, and maybe it can help somebody else who's been through something and who are finding it hard to just get back to their normal self. It's not easy, so you're not alone. You have so much support around you. Do not feel like you're alone. As long as you believe in yourself and not let this get to you, you're going to see so much. I hope you guys will definitely take some points on board, and believe me, believe in yourself. Honestly, don't even believe in me, believe in yourself. And I hope you guys have an amazing day and stay positive.